You are a one-of-a-kind creation crafted by the master potter. But what does that mean? Well, today on Growing Hope with Kathryn Lang, we're going to be talking about what it means to be you.
It's time for Growing Hope, the show determined to grow up hearts open to pursue the extraordinary. Because you are extraordinary! And now, it's your host, Kathryn Lang.
Hello there, and welcome to Growing Hope with Kathryn Lang, where I, Kathryn Lang, am here to lift up, cheer up, and stir up with fun faith and bold daring and just a little bit of snarky rainbows. Because living out your unique design is bold. And it's daring, and maybe even a little bit scary because it's just never been done that way before. You've never done it. No one else has ever done it because no one else is you. No one else can do it. And if you've ever been part of a group or an organization or a team, you know that those are the most frightening words to cross anyone's lips. We've never done it that way before. The world wants you to do it the way it's always been done. But here's the thing. It's never always been done that way. There was always a first time. It's just that we get so caught up in the ordinary and expected that we think that's the way it was always done. But there's always been a first time. So we've never done it that way before is just code for we don't want it to do it your way. But your way is the only way that you can go because the master potter crafted you uniquely in purpose and on purpose. And they don't get to tell you what that looks like because they didn't create you. The year I launched my full-time writing career, I also expanded our flower garden. I made it into a 2-acre show garden, and it had a wide range of daylilies and tall-bearded irises and pretty much anything that other gardeners gifted me or traded with me or that nature planted. I was completely okay with what God wanted in my garden. That was the year that we also hosted the Iris and Daylily tour for North Alabama and North Mississippi. I literally put out a full tractor trailer load of mulch. And when I say tractor trailer, I'm talking about an 18-wheeler backed up, dumped mulch, and left. That's a lot of mulch to be putting out. And before I put it out, I would weed each space with a hand tiller or with a small little compact tiller so that I didn't hurt the plants. I didn't touch the roots of the plants, but I was getting all the roots of all the weeds. I really wanted it to be clean and done. And then I would put out the mulch, and it was great. It highlighted the flowers. It highlighted the beds. It was a perfect show, and it protected my beds for the whole season. But the next year... The next year I was not a tour garden, and I can guarantee you the next year I did not put out a tractor trailer full of mulch because I did not want to put in that kind of effort. I still wanted the beds to look good. I didn't have the time. No, I had the time. I didn't want to use my time for that particular endeavor. When we bought the property, we lit fires, and then we used rakes to spread the fire to burn the undergrowth of where we were clearing because we had to hand clear the acreage that we had purchased because the beavers really liked the area and they flooded it. So we had to hand clear it and then go in and tear down the beaver dams before we could get equipment in. And I thought, what if, I had 3 boys, so what if I took this skill that we learned when we were clearing the property and I utilized it with my flower beds. And so I showed the boys how to use the rakes to spread the fire through the beds. Now, before I did it, I did contact our local forestry division and let them know and get a burn permit so that I was doing everything right and showing the boys how to do it right. But we burned the flower beds, and then we put out the mulch. And I did this year after year after year. It was just too simple. It worked great. Until one year, I had a group of gardeners over, and we were walking through and we were talking about what I did and what I didn't do. And I was explaining to one of the newcomers how I would light the bed on fire. One of the veterans overheard me talking about this, and she's like, "You can't do that." Well, obviously I could do that because I'd been doing that. But she was telling me that it would hurt the plants if I did that. I didn't have the heart to tell her that the rule in our garden was that it had to be drought tolerant, fire tolerant, and boy tolerant. And pretty much we put it in the flower bed, and if it survived, that was great. And if it didn't, we found something else to put there. But she was adamant that you cannot burn the flower beds like that because it will injure the irises. I didn't try to correct her. This was what she believed, but my experience told me otherwise. And oftentimes that's what happens to us in our journey in this world, is the longer we wait to understand what God designed us to be, the more stuff has been piled on us, the more rules and regulations we have from those outside of us. We are handcrafted by God. That means that we are unique in all the world, and all handcrafted treasures are unique. There's no two that are alike. Even if they're handcrafted for the same exact purpose, there will be details about them that are different, and that's the way God crafted us. We are all uniquely designed on purpose and for a purpose, and that time for that purpose is now. But we hear what other people say, and we get all this information about the rules and the requirements and the regulations and the limitations, and all of a sudden we are so focused on what they say that we don't realize what we were crafted to be. Much like with cleaning my garden, I could have listened to her, and had she told me that the first day we met, that I cannot burn a flower bed that has an iris in it, it's very possible that I would have never burned a flower bed. I might have tried something different, but I wanted it to be organic. I wanted it to be chemical free, and that would have added to my challenge. So it's possible that my flower beds would have just been smaller, or maybe I would have given up something else in order to be able to maintain those flower beds. But because I didn't have her limitations, I dared to do things a different way. When I think about daring to do things a different way, I think about the bumblebee. And you've probably heard the story that when the scientists looked at the bumblebee, the scientists said the bumblebee's body's too big for those wings, therefore the bumblebee can't fly. There's two things about that. One, nobody told the bumblebee. But two, the bumblebee was flying in a way that the scientists didn't understand, because they had never done it that way before. They had never seen it done that way before. The bumblebee was doing something different. So there's two lessons that we can learn from the bumblebee. One, what you don't know can't stop you. And two, if you're designed to do it different, do it different. God designed you to be unique, and He is the potter. We are the clay. Isaiah tells us that we are the work of God's hand. That means we're handcrafted by God. You are handcrafted by God. Every time someone else tells us what we can or can't do, it challenges us to either believe in God's design or to believe what they're saying. Many years ago, my sons had a book about the village of wooden people. And these wooden people all had colorful stars on them, or not so colorful dots. The stars were accolades. It was positive things, and the dots were negative things that their neighbors put on them. Except for this one girl. She didn't have anything on her. It turns out that she had a personal relationship with the master who had crafted all of them. And because she had a relationship with the master, he told her what she was designed to be. He told her what he had crafted her to be. And when other people would say what she was supposed to be or was supposed to do, or they were trying to put dots on her or stars on her, they would just fall off because she believed the master over what they said. God put you on the potter's wheel, and he crafted you as you are for such a time as this. Nothing you have ever done has caught him off guard. No choice you have ever made has surprised him, and there is not a single mistake, misstep, or misdirection that you have taken or could take that will hinder his crafting. He has designed you on purpose and for a purpose. The master potter knew what he was doing. And all we have to do is understand his craft. We have to understand his craft so that we can walk out his design. You are crafted by the potter. And what he crafted you to be makes you unique. So one, what sets you apart from others? I mean, what is it what is your superpowers? What is it that you can do that others don't? 2, what do you love so much that you never tire of doing it? And maybe it even fires you up. 3, what comes naturally to you? What is just second nature that you don't even think about it to do it? 4, what whispers in your heart? What are those dreams or those hopes or those prayers that you just don't speak out loud? And 5, when was a time that you felt pure joy in the activity that you were doing or in the thing that you were doing? I've talked some about how I'm not normal. But what I haven't mentioned is there isn't really anything normal. The world wants you to believe that there is normal because that allows the world to limit our truths. The idea that normal exists is a limiting understanding by the world. And this is what the world is going to tell you is normal. The world is going to tell you this limit here is normal. So the world normal is limit. But God's definition of normal, which is the only normal that there is unlimited. His idea of normal is an intimate relationship with him that changes the laws of the world. We are called to be in that relationship because he has a desire to change the world in us, for us, and through us. But the world is loud, and the world demands that we follow its lead, which is why we have to know the creator and the maker and the potter more than we know the world. And we have to know the design of our uniqueness that he has crafted us to live out. The first thing you need to consider is what sets you apart from others. I love wordplay, and that alone doesn't make me unique. But the way I weave in the snarky rainbows, those sarcastic comments that are wrapped in a hug, that are never meant to hurt or bite, they're just there to help encourage and help bring joy, that is infused through with my faith so that I can lift up, cheer up, and stir up the hearts I encounter, that does make me different because of the focus. The focus is your heart from my heart, and of course the hair. What sets you apart from others? Now, it doesn't have to set you apart from every single person on the planet, but just in general, what sets you apart from others? Because it's the combination of all of these set aparts that truly makes you shine in your uniqueness. The more you lean into your set aparts, the more you lean into your unique design, the more you're going to enjoy your journey. And listen, if you're not enjoying the journey, it is time for you to change rides. The second thing you need to be asking yourself is, do you love it? See, it's all about that ride. It's all about that journey. And this is going out to my friend Laura Morlando, the Stress Commando, because she says, not only do you love it, but do you love it? I mean, is it something that truly lights you up and excites you? Is it something that you enjoy so much that you could keep doing it every day and that it fuels you and fires you up for the next day? I took a health course, a health training at church, and part of it was about helping us understand and listen to our bodies. And so the instructor challenged us to think about the one food that we would eat every day if we were allowed to. And then she took it to the next level, and she said, okay, for the next 3 days, that's all you get to eat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. That's it. Just that one food. Trust me when I say there is no one food on the planet that I enjoy that much. Not for 3 days. By the end of 3 days, you hate that food. But I want you to think about, what is it that you enjoy doing so much that you never truly tire of doing it? I mean, there are going to be those days when you don't want to do anything, but I'm not talking about those days. I'm talking about the normal average day that you go through. What is it that you love doing and that energizes you? What do you love so much that it fuels you to the next day instead of draining you from today? The third thing to ask yourself is what comes naturally to you. What have you done so much that it's just a default position or it's an ingrained ability? I can cook a meal in 20 minutes. I don't have to have a recipe. I don't have to have a plan. I don't have to have a schedule. I can just walk into the kitchen and I can look at all the ingredients that are available to me, and I can whip up a meal in 20 minutes, as long as you don't make me clean up as I go. If you make me clean up as I go, it's going to take a little bit longer, and I'm not going to enjoy it nearly as much. I hate the cleanup part of cooking. I love the cooking. It's natural to me. It's something that I can do without thinking about it. But not everybody can do that. And the number of people that can actually cook a meal in 20 minutes, turns out the number falls even more for the number of people that enjoy doing that. Cooking is a natural ability for me, and it's something I enjoy. What do you do naturally, without much effort, without much thought, and without much hesitation? The fourth thing you need to ask yourself is, what does your heart whisper when your head isn't involved? I've always had dreams, but I didn't always speak them out loud. And I was at a writer's conference one day, and the keynote speaker challenged us to repeat after her. I am a writer. Well, I promise you, the first time I repeated after her, I am a writer, it was a whisper. Because I didn't want anybody around me to hear. That's bragging. I can't say I am a writer. But the more I said it, the more I began to believe it. I go back to that book. I had been covered by a lot of dots that were limiting what I could and could not be. And as soon as I let go, the dots fell off. And I began to live out my I am a writer. I leaned into the whisper of my heart. So what are the whispers of your heart? And finally, the fifth thing that you need to be asking is, when was the last time you felt pure joy? In the Focus Flexibility Planner, I have this space where I challenge you to write out the perfect day. And I have learned to take snippets of great moments and put those together to form my perfect day. So when was a snippet of joy that truly delighted your heart? Add that to the mix, and you begin to see what the master potter crafted you to be so that you can live out your unique design. Thank you for joining me for today's Growing Hope. And remember, you are uniquely designed on purpose and for a purpose. Be bold in that purpose.
Thank you for joining us for Growing Hope with Kathryn Lang, where we are sharing hope, encouragement, and inspiration to do more. Visit www.kathrynlang.com to invite Kathryn to be part of your event or to share your own stories of possibility living. Until next time, remember that a seed of hope planted and nurtured will grow up into a world of possibilities.